Hello everyone and welcome to another stream. How is everyone doing? Sorry I wasn't streaming yesterday. I was feeling very, very ill. Yeah, something Thursday night that started during D&D, like I had this terrible pain, like right here, and it just went on and on and on, like all the next day too. It was terrible. So I basically wasted all of yesterday just like laying around, trying not to feel like shit. I'm feeling alright today though. I do have a place to be at 5, so the stream will be a little shorter, but other than that, I'm here and excited to talk about Chili DeCastro and all the weird stuff he's been up to. Cherry T21, what would you like me to wear for the hats off? Let me know. Yeah, Occult Comics, I'm sorry, I know we were supposed to do that thing yesterday, but I felt like shit. So I apologize. Hope it's not your gallbladder. I've had gallbladder issues before, so it could be that. Which hat? Let's see. Speak the Truth 16, thanks for 16 months. Says, woo, 16 months in an earlier stream today. Too nice. Bone Wolf Connor, thanks for 8 months. And I think that's it. Hope you stay feeling better. I hope so, too. Yeah, that was Monday. I had some stomach issues, too, that were different. It's the whole thing. Anyway, let's just get into it. So, Delete Laws, Chili DeCastro, this gentleman here. If you don't know who he is, I guess we'll take a look at a video that's going to give a brief recap as to who Chili is if you don't know. We've covered him before on the channel, but, you know, I know you're not all here all the time. Netzerk, thanks for 17 months, says almost 2 sub babies. Indeedly do. Hey, Mr. Blast, how you doing? So, let's find out about Delete Laws, and then we'll see what he's been doing lately with his courtroom adventures.
Cover Chili.
Marshall Dark 1992, thanks for a tier 1 sub.
DeCastro. Yes, I'm actually working on something for that right now. Yes, I will, especially because he's in Ohio, and I have a idea that he's very likely going to be incarcerated in the state of Ohio at some point coming up, whether it's locally in a jail or part of the Ohio Department of Rehabilitations and Corrections.
Chris, thanks for 100 bits, kicking off a hype train.
Chili DeCastro is America's new hope. Software developer, TV executive, real estate tycoon, MMA fighter, auditor, GHB dealer, stalker, and most importantly, constitutional law scholar.
He also was almost in Power Rangers Wild Force. He was cast as the Black Ranger, and then he got into some kind of altercation with the other actors, and he got fired. That would have been an interesting timeline. Dim302 with 100 bits says, have you seen the recent price of Bitcoin? It's lost its 20k support and continues to drop. Has it? I actually haven't checked today. I know I checked last night and it was at about 20. Oh, yes! 77% to level 1 in the hype train. Ugh. Hornder with 45 bits. Wait, you guys can't see? What? Oh, 18,000. 18,246. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Wow, that's dropping real hard, too. Keep going. If anyone has any Bitcoin, sell it now.
But what is a constitutional law scholar? Basically, he's a sovereign citizen pseudo-lawyer. He thinks that by using Wikipedia, Google, and YouTube, he can run rings around the legal system and usher in his own version of what he views society should abide by, which is nonsense.
I don't have any more education than anybody here. I have a education from Google and YouTube. I don't know anything more than anybody else. I just know what I learned online, and then
If you ever hear anyone say this or you ever think this about yourself, take 5 seconds and realize you need help. Please, YouTube can be a wonderful place to learn knowledge, but it doesn't make you an expert on anything. If anything, it's a thing you could use to get very general information, but nothing you should make decisions based on. Read an actual book, take a college course. YouTube is not a university that is accredited. Simple Cat Girl with 55 bits says Bitcoin can get fucked. Yes, we need to pump Hannah Coin, and to pump Hannah Coin, you need to donate to the stream. So bits and gift subs, they pump Hannah Coin, and that directly drives down the price of Bitcoin. Fun fact. Raja, thanks for 8 months. Bittergrin with 100 bits says, I really want to know what the deal is with the headphones. He always has them on, but not usually over his ears. I do not know. I think he thinks it's quirky. Moira Soma, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs and pumping Hannah Coin to 48% to level 3.
and I connected the dots.
Sounds like a pump and dump. Sure, but you're on the pump part. We'll all profit from the pump and dump. Marshall Dark with 100 bits says, you can know more, but still... Oh, you can know, but I'd still like to see credentials. Netzerk, thanks for gifting 2 tier 1 subs, getting us over level 4, I think.
Lots of all those different things.
And like many sovereign citizens, he's a scam artist, and he sells many weird things, such as a civil rights guide that actually doesn't help you defend your civil rights, various legal forms that are once again made by a non-lawyer who uses Wikipedia and Google.
Not a great call. Chris with 100 bits says, let's buy some Hannah Coin, 4% to level 4.
Fundraising scams, and whatever the fuck this thing is supposed to be. I mean, really.
The unedited history of the United States of America. Oh god, that is visually, that's the visual version of word salad. That's graphic design salad. Steakum with 300 bits, thank you. 17% to level 4.
It's crazy, and it's weird. I don't get it. With that being said, Chili is a gold mine of stupidity and hilarity, and he uses his YouTube channel, Delete Laws, to showcase how smart he is.
I have on the back of my shirt, you can't see it, but I'm a constitutional law scholar.
What does that even mean, Chili? What does that mean? I want to talk to Chili so bad. First name bunch of numbers says, extremely Starship Troopers voice. I'm doing my part. 20% to level 4. And Occult Comics with 100 says, to the hologram moon.
Case law scholar.
Mr. Lurker, thanks for gifting us up.
I've been doing this for 20 years. Now you just meet me because I'm a constitutional law scholar and I understand the basis, the fundamental.
Baja, is there going to be food at the thing we're going to? It depends on if there's food at the thing we're going to.
Of law.
He says I can call him good citizen.
Or you can call me constitutional scholar, or you can call me guy who files lawsuits.
They did that, you know.
Yes, it's a restaurant. Okay, I don't need the food then. I wasn't sure it was a restaurant. I don't know. Cool. I'm excited for food. What kind of restaurant is it?
I'm not just a YouTuber. I'm a constitutional law scholar. I understand the Constitution, the Bill of Rights very well.
He also showcases his obsession with buttholes and homoeroticism.
I don't want him to have to show his butthole to a stranger.
So maybe looking at people's butts not working? Maybe looking at people's butts isn't improving in life for anybody?
Because I'm not going to let anybody look up my ass. It's not going to happen. It won't happen.
I don't want to look up your ass, sir. Netzerk with 90 bits gets us to 50% to level 4.
Listen, hey, just so you know, I would
You think they have pizza? I like pizza.
be on
It's pronounced Bort hole.
top.
You'll be on top?
Yeah, you want to call me
okay.
sweetie?
Yeah, sweetie.
I would hold you down
You hear
and
that?
fuck
Hey,
you
guys,
right in
he
the
wants-
ass.
Oh my god, what is up with the this is like some
Suck me in the ass. I'm not bending over and showing some strange man my butthole. That's not gonna happen. I'll never do it.
And his dislike for the police.
Oh, you the one who calls me, tell me.
Baja's the only one that can see my butthole. 50% to level 4.
Some cops are good? Is that you? No, they're not. They signed up to be Nazis, dude. Is that why we got the notification today that they were going to try to set me up? Only problem is, you dirty pigs, I don't break the law. I'm for the law. Go fuck yourself. I can say anything I want.
I'm just asking you.
Go fuck yourself and go fuck yourself and fuck you and fuck you and fuck you.
You could say...
Sky Comet Goddess says, I come in here, look up my ass. What did I walk into this time? Clearly that man's ass. There's a minute left on level 4, 52%.
Hey, he has a spectrum of issues. Yes, a spectrum. I would love to be able to tell you that he's got some sort of overarching plan, but in reality it's just a bunch of stupidity, but I'm going to do my best to explain it.
Stakem with 1,000 bits gets us to 95% with 30 seconds left. Save the train, it's so close.
Chili views himself as a civil libertarian who waxes on and on about the social contract as though he had only spent 2 weeks in an intro to philosophy class.
And so what happens is we say, okay, we're...
Dim with 100 bits. Spongy Lord with 250. Neemsor Kolboth gives 10 tier 1 subs. Wow. That's overachiever levels of saving the train right there. And Moira Soma, thanks for gifting a sub. You all have helped us get to probably level 5. That 10 tier 1 subs probably did it. Speak the Truth 16, thanks for gifting a sub. Level 5 complete. Thank you everyone for the successful hype train. By the way, I know for people who don't participate in the hype trains, it might get a little annoying to hear me, like, during them be like, hey, you know, do the bits, blah, 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 blah. It helps, you know, keep the show going. Not trying to be obnoxious. Just trying to sell the show. Alright. Anyway, back to it.
We're going to live under a social contract. Now, John Locke didn't just write natural law. He also wrote a social contract.
Oh my god. Read a book other than John Locke, sir. Kawabo12 with 100 bits says, hi Hannah, have you seen Chili's Super Necessary Human YouTube channel? It's hilarious. I have not.
The social contract that we all live under the rule of law. So did Jean.
That's true, and we have a wedding to pay for. Next Friday, I believe next Friday, we're going to be doing a subathon. And that subathon is going to last however long it lasts. We still have to figure out. I was going to talk about it today, but since I'm short on time, we'll probably talk about it tomorrow. What the levels and goals and everything will be for the subathon. But part of that's going to help pay for Baja and I's wedding. So, that'll be good. Bittergrin says, PhilosophyTube just did a pretty good takedown of the social contract. Nice. Occult Comics with 100 bits says, Hannah, please, I hate it when you ask for money for your job. Here is money because of your job, which you asked for, which I enjoy to watch, which asking for job ask for money, job, money. Thank you. Sky Comic Goddess says, is Chili taking fake tan classes from Donald Trump?
Jean-Jacques Rousseau, so did Kant.
Kant?
So there's just multiple people who wrote social contracts. It later, guess who will write a social contract? A guy named Karl Marx. You've heard of Marxism, socialism, right?
And weirdly enough, one of his favorite philosophers is the French Enlightenment philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau.
Now, this is going to create our social contract here, and it's not going to be based on Hobbes' social contract. It's going to be based on Rousseau's social contract. Federal republic that, by the way, Jean-Jacques Rousseau said no. Jean-Jacques Rousseau, whose social contract we're supposed to live under, he said no, no, no. He said keep it small, homogenous groups of people, and sit around and talk about democracy.
Now, this is a PSA for everybody.
That sounds a little ethno-nationalisty. First name bunch number says you might say he can't pronounce it correctly.
Don't be a fan of Rousseau. Sure, he may seem neat, and all the cool kids are quoting him as they're popping and locking and smoking in the bathroom. But his ideas lead to a state that controls all persons and property in order to support the general will.
Today, we're going to talk about nerds. Not us, but the bad kind.
It is this general will where the people decide as a majority how the state enacts policy. Eventually, if you follow Rousseau to its logical conclusion, you end up with the majority never being wrong.
News on the Flash that has nothing to do with Ezra Miller. Warner Brothers passed on a script written by Grant Morrison. He wrote them a script and they passed on it. Grant Morrison, just wow. That's funny. Briar Rose 1984, thanks for 18 months. Second sub baby. This sub baby's name is going to be Emmanuel Can, okay? This kid's gonna have positive self-esteem.
As the majority itself dictates how the state exercises its power. But yet, a democratic institution that controls all people and property. Sounds kind of communist, doesn't it? Well, maybe social democratic, whatever you want to call it, but yes, it's very collectivist and bound to fail. So that brings us to the point of what is Chile's ideal government? Well, if you guessed a techno-fascist hellscape, you got it right. For Chile, you need to understand that he wants no more police. Instead, he wants transparency. In transparency, you end up with officers who wear cameras on their heads.
Imagine a world that the way you identified what authority was by what they were wearing on their head. And just imagine, for just a moment, if you could just imagine that behind these lenses, there was cameras that went out in 6 different directions.
And what do? They record everything all the time. And they're on every corner to respond to any incidents of crime. Yes, a man who claims to be a civil libertarian wants...
It's so weird because he claims he wants no police, but then he just describes inventing the police again. It's very weird. I'd appreciate some consistency. He just wants no police, but also police on every single corner that have cameras. Like, I agree. I want police to wear cameras and body cameras. I think they're good. But, like, he wants more police in order to stop there being police. It doesn't make any sense.
It's police on every corner, recording all the time. Not sure how surveillance state becomes libertarian, but once again, we're dealing with a moron. So what happens after you commit a crime, or you're accused of committing a crime in Chile's hellscape? Well, you get put on a double-decker bus. I'm sure that's going to go well with all the 11-foot-8 bridges out there in America. It's on this bus that you'll meet a judge, and then you'll be sent upstairs for re-education. Yes, once again, the civil libertarian. You're going to face a drumhead court-martial.
I like the idea of a court on wheels. That's so dystopian.
And then you're...
We're gonna have a judge on the bus, and the re-education center's on the top.
You're going to be re-educated.
And then you got classes going on up here for these guys who beat their wives.
I'm just imagining a diagram that's like... It's just a picture of, like, a generic wife, and then a fist, but with one of those no symbols, like, don't beat your wife. If it's your wife, don't beat her.
And then you got classes over here for people who did burglary. And you have...
How big is this bus? There's multiple different classrooms on the second floor of this bus?
Classes, and then you got the punch room down here.
Did he say the punch room? Bittergrin says, this world sounds horrible, but I kind of want to write a story in it.
I guess I really want to ask Chili, you know, that Fourth Amendment thing you were talking about on your big spaz map. And then the Fifth Amendment. And then, you know, the Sixth Amendment. Where did they all go? So at the end of the day, what is Chili DeCastro really? He's a lolcow. Somebody we could milk
A
for
miserable pile of secrets.
entertainment and fun. Because he's clearly crazy. And I am thankful to the God above that none of this that he has planned is ever going to happen. I hope. So that's it for today, guys. You know, I know there's a lot of serious things going on, and we're going to get into more serious topics coming up, but Chili's been something that's been going on for a while, and it's very hilarious to watch him fail and screw up and act like a lunatic on a daily basis. And if you guys want me to cover him more, certainly let me know below, because I probably will, because this is just, you know, scratching the littlest of the surface of what is Chili DeCastro. So guys, please like, share, subscribe, and remember, until next time, just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty.
Oh boy, okay. Delete Laws. So that's who Delete Laws is. He's this guy who thinks he knows more than he does, who does all sorts of weird shit. Now, people, of course, cover Chili, like myself, much more popular YouTubers who cover this sort of stuff. And Chili doesn't like that. Chili doesn't like that people point out where he's wrong. Chili doesn't like when people point out the sort of scammy-seeming things that he does. So, recently, he took one of them to court to try and get a protection order from a YouTuber. Yeah. You thought, wasn't Delete Laws not supposed to post online? You are thinking of Glenn. Different guy. Glenn Seria. So this is the recent court hearing in which he tried to argue that he needs a protection order against a YouTuber who is covering him. Hydrate.
I'm sorry, in the what? In the Ironton Tribune, Ironton, Ohio. He runs a YouTube channel with approximately 41,000 subscribers. He often live broadcasts himself to hundreds of people.
I believe this is the YouTuber herself who's talking right now in defense of herself.
He is credited on some small bit roles in some feature films, not feature films, but independent films on IMDb. He purports himself to be an entrepreneur. He purports himself to be a constitutional law scholar, despite having absolutely no law education whatsoever, nor any credentials. So Mr. DeCastro runs a YouTube channel by the name of Delete Laws. It is a generally anti-government, anti-police YouTube channel. I do run the YouTube channel Masshole Report. I've been doing so for approximately 3 years. Generally, we take a more, I would say, balanced sort of approach to the community that he's in, which would be the First Amendment auditors, sometimes veering into sovereign citizens. So what we do essentially is we research these individuals who go out in public with this anti-government, anti-police rhetoric, and we try to present more of a robust sort of picture as to who they are as individuals, what may be driving their rhetoric, and let viewers then make a determination as to what they really want to listen to as far as what they're saying. Mr. DeCastro.
Anti-government except for protection orders, apparently. That's funny, though. No, seriously. He purportedly says he hates the police and he hates the government, but he weaponizes it against people when he believes he can. It's quite interesting.
Was submitted to me by my viewers approximately 2 months ago. It took a little bit of research.
Like, his main... he threatens lawsuits against people constantly when he doesn't get his way.
I have not called his friends and family. He can only reference one phone call with David Condon because that is the only phone call that I made. It was directly to question him about a failed venture that looked quite a bit like a Ponzi scheme for an app called Coded Friends that never came into fruition. It looked like he took some investor money, he inserted it into some kind of low-level promotional materials and then was never able to come up with a product. So Mr. Condon and I did have a conversation. He relayed to me, he didn't really understand the purpose of what he was investing in. He did have good things to say about Mr. DeCastro. Through other avenues, I have spoken to people who have alleged that Mr. DeCastro has engaged in things like blackmail in the past. He is the recipient of over a dozen harassment and restraining orders over his lifetime. He does have a conviction, I believe, out of, I want to say Alaska for harassment and stalking. We pull a lot of these public records. We provide them on YouTube. Mr. DeCastro has actually made it quite clear in his testimony. His intentions here today, what he wants to do is chill my free speech. He wants to prohibit me from putting this information out in public so that he can control the narrative with his viewers and continue to solicit funds from them. I have not made $6,000 on speaking with them. My channel is monetized. We make a very small amount of money. I maintain a full-time job.
I very much doubt her channel makes $6,000 from, at least not from covering him solely. Let me look at the size of her channel. Mass Hole Reports, I think was the name of it. Mass. Let's see. The chili stuff at 20,000 views. Yeah, it's unlikely she's made $6,000. If I had to guess, maybe she's made $1,500 on chili-related content, if that. That's just based on my working on YouTube in the past 10 years and the fluctuating amounts of ad money, the topic, and the views. So that's a guess. She maybe made $1,500, but that's not that much money on YouTube. I don't know how else to put it, really. She didn't make $6,000, though.
Property manager. This is not my only avenue as far as any sort of revenue would be concerned. I have not called Mr. DeCastro. I'm happy to provide the court with my phone number. He will not have my phone number registered on those call logs. What Mr. DeCastro is leaving out on the 3 different occasions while broadcasting himself to hundreds of people, Mr. DeCastro spoke out his own phone number. So he did that as recently as last night. He's a divisive individual who is engaged in some activities that a large amount of people take exception to. I could point to no less than 5 other YouTube channels that also cover him in a negative light. So when he speaks out his phone number in public like that, he is going to attract people. I have no control over who calls.
Yeah, Chili talks about his phone number in his streams regularly. He's given out his phone number multiple times, and that's just in the videos I've heard from him. I don't watch all his videos. I've probably only seen maybe 10 or 15 of his videos, like, overall, ever, and within those, he's at least given out his phone number, like, 4 times. So the guy is very public about his information, about where he is, about what his phone number is, about his email, about how to contact him. A lot of that, I think, is probably so people will call him and pay for his help, his program, his paperwork, whatever. It's a business thing for him. But nonetheless, he makes that all public, so he's not really being doxxed.
Call him. I don't. I would suggest to Mr. DeCastro that if he doesn't want to get calls from strangers on the internet, it would be prudent to not broadcast your number on the internet. But I have not.
It's good advice.
Directed anyone to do that. I have not engaged in that myself, and I have no control over what other people do. He is continuing to reference my Discord. So I have what's called a Discord server. It is essentially a messaging and community sort of app. I have approximately 1,600 people in that Discord. I do not control what they say or do. We have very basic guidelines as far as we don't allow racist or homophobic or any sort of ableist speech in there, and we don't allow...
Atheist Brony, thanks for 18 months at Tier 2. Can this sub-baby be named after an Owl House character? I've never seen the show, so I'll have to look up Owl House characters. I like the name Alador. Alador Blight. Let's go with that.
Credible threats of violence. Outside of that, I do not restrict the free speech of my users. They're not tracking him by any nefarious or illegal means. The name Mass Hole Mafia Hit Squad obviously is satirical. It's because this is sort of the way that we are framed by people such as Mr. DeCastro. They treat us as sort of I believe we've actually been called a mafia by some of the subjects that we cover. So it is satirical. It's been in existence for 3 years now, far before I even know who Mr. DeCastro was. So we did not create that with the explicit idea of following him. What he's referencing is something called Chili Watch. It's in there. It's where people watch his videos. Anytime that they are tracking any of his movement, and I say tracking very loosely, what they are doing is they are watching him broadcast.
Nina Bofina, thanks for following.
Information that Mr. DeCastro, again, himself is broadcasting to the internet. As far as the Airbnb incident, I would direct you back to a screenshot when you do receive that. They didn't take pictures of his house. What they did was they posted a...
Oh yeah, he was at some kind of Airbnb, and he was doing a live stream, and some people are alleging or suspect that he has an illegal firearm. So I think someone contacted the owner of the Airbnb and let them know that he was there and maybe had an illegal firearm, and he got kicked out of the Airbnb and he's mad about it. Chris says, that's why whenever I give my address online, I use coordinates from Galactic Center, so only Whovians come over. There you go.
Listing for the Airbnb and said this matches where he's broadcasting. That was not me. He like, I had nothing to do with that. I didn't see anything at that point worth deleting, as it was a public Airbnb listing. I don't know much about anyone contacting the Airbnb. I would surmise that if they were contacted, it's because Mr. DeCastro is currently on the run from a warrant out of Ohio. He is carrying firearms that he did not procure in a legal way. He does have 2 permanent restraining orders taken out on him out of the state of California. I've been in contact with at least one of the plaintiffs in those cases. They are terrified of him. And he is carrying a firearm anyway. He waves them around on these live streams a lot. So I would surmise that if someone had contacted the Airbnb, it was because he was broadcasting himself waving around a firearm, and they were concerned by that. I have never threatened any physical harm on Mr. DeCastro. However, Mr. DeCastro on several occasions has made threats to me. During the parade incident that he references, he threatened to knock me on the ground, knock me unconscious. He asked the police for...
Oh, I forgot to... Yeah, Chili assaulted her.
Which court? Woburn? Where do you live? I live in California officially.
Okay, so you have to go to Woburn District Court.
Can you spell that?
This is the clip where Chili assaults her. Meek says, on the run are him and Marcel brothers. By assault, I don't mean he punches her. I mean like the literal definition of assault, where he puts his hands on her to try and push her away. To be clear. I think when people say assault, a lot of people get this image of someone just beating someone, when in reality, assault, you know, can just be someone approaching you in a threatening manner with the intent to scare you. He kind of puts his hands on her and pushes her out of the way. Hitting someone is bad. It depends on the state. Some states make a difference between assault and battery. Some do not. Assault is typically the approach, the swing. Battery is when it makes contact, if that makes sense.
Oh, Josh, you know where it is?
Yeah. Oh, it's tough. Is this like, you hang out with bitches like this now? Is this what you do? Yeah, it seems it. Seems it. That's not true. I've said you're very charismatic, and I've said that you could make an excellent salesman, and I think I've encouraged you to get seek gainful employment. Because I think you'd be successful at that. This is, you're with this little girl.
You know where it is? What?
Why do you think so?
Yeah. Not super clear what happens there, but he pushes her or something. So that's the assault that's being discussed.
Permission to pepper spray me. I never bumped into him. What he was doing, and a police officer actually witnessed this, as well as I have a witness here, the colleague that he said that he was here to film with us actually in the courtroom today. What Mr. DeCastro was doing as I was exercising my First Amendment right to be in public and film him, is he would stop short, he would take a couple steps back, and he would body check himself into me. At one point, he elbowed me so hard that my phone fell out of my hand. That's on camera as well. He did go to the police. It's not a criminal report that they took. It was an investigative report. I spoke to them. I explained to them that he was broadcasting himself at a Memorial Day parade, again, openly in public. During the course of this Memorial Day parade, the Stoneham police received, I believe, somewhere around 12 to 14 calls about Mr. DeCastro because he was approaching families with young children and yelling at the children and scaring them, telling them that the police will rape them, that the police will put them in a cage, don't trust the police, above parents.
That sounds like something you would do.
Objections. So when I saw this, I did at that point go to essentially flip the script on Mr. DeCastro.
It's up to parents to teach their kids ACAB, okay? You can't teach kids ACAB. Their parents have to. Sky Kamikata says, oh, so we can film other people, but other people can't film him? I see. No, he legitimately later says, I don't remember if it's this court hearing or the other one, because there's two that I have, where he's like, well, I'm not a public figure. I'm not like a politician or working for the government, so you shouldn't film me. It's ridiculous.
Castro and engage in the activities that these First Amendment auditors would, which is to stand in public and film and engage at a reasonable distance. The only person that was battered during that entire incident was me. He shoved me several times. He body checked me. He elbowed me. This was witnessed by probably hundreds of people, as well as several officers in uniform. Mr. DeCastro also has sent me what he calls his official cease and desist. There were some implicit threats in that as well. If you'd like, I can read that to you right now.
You can read that into the
Yep.
record, sure.
He goes, all right, 2 mass hole reports.
Well, was this communicated to you via email?
So essentially what he had done is he had requested that Josh Abrams, who was in the courtroom today, send this to me via Facebook Messenger as an official cease and desist. When I then went up in public and said, you're sending me an official cease and desist third party through Facebook Messenger, and you consider yourself to be a constitutional law expert, the next day he responded by then copying the majority of this into an email and then emailing it to me. He is also copied and pasted this exact, what I'm about to read you in its entirety, and he sent it to 3 other individuals as well.
And is this from a email address, or is this from a...
DeleteLaws@gmail.com, yes, sir.
What is it?
DeleteLaws@gmail.com.
Okay. And when did you receive this?
I'm sorry. I actually had this sent back over to me.
Chili is giving you these vibes real hard right now.
24 years on the job. I've never seen anything like it. 2 hours. Never moved.
I love that show. Atheist Brony says it's funny when it's convenient Chili isn't a public figure. When he wants to intimidate a cop who pulled him over, he can't shut up about the amazing size of his audience. Yep. There are too many people like Chili. Like, I just mean there are so many, like, narcissistic, self-involved people that are not self-aware or don't care to be consistent. It's ridiculous.
I don't have great cell phone service in here.
How do you know that this email was sent by Mr. DeCastro?
The email address. So the original communication that I received was, again, Facebook Messenger, third party through Joshua Abrams, who indicated Jose DeCastro has asked me to send this to you. I then further corroborated that it did come from him because 2 other individuals, a YouTuber that goes by the name Blue Bacon and a YouTuber that goes by the name of Uncle Artie, they received verbatim this exact same message from DeleteLaws@gmail.com, which is listed, or was at one point listed on his YouTube channel publicly as his email address.
Okay.
So it goes 2 mass hole reports. It's been brought to my attention that you reported I have a criminal record. You have 24 hours to retract your statement or face a lawsuit for defamation.
I briefly listened to some of these live streams where they were going over his criminal record. It seemed legit, but I haven't actually looked at the documents, so I can't speak to their veracity.
If you do not retract your statement publicly...
Am I aware of the family that came out talking about how he abused them? Nope, haven't heard of it. I'll have to look into it.
I will file...
Josh Abrams is the guy with Chili in the Memorial Day video. Josh was so disgusted by Chili's behavior that he turned and became Kate's witness in this court hearing. You'll love to see it. Kawabo12 says, you have to check this video out from Chili's Super Necessary Human YouTube channel. Absolutely hilarious. And it's only a minute long whenever you get the chance. You didn't post the link. If you post the link, I will absolutely take a look.
File a lawsuit against you for defamation via slander. Your continued policy and practice, standard of operation, proves a pattern of harassment, and at this point, I'm willing to take...
Oh, Irish Demon did this. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Thank you.
Legal action. And I would...
And this is the link to the minute-long video. Let's see.
Great.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
This is something Chili made. He's in the spandex. He's the guy in the spandex. What?
Super necessary. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Super Necessary Human, and I'm here to help you. With the assistance of my sidekick, Junior Super Necessary, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about intermittent fasting and ketosis in 1 minute.
Mr. Lurker with the hats off, what would you like me to wear?
Keto is a fat-based nutritional system, meaning that 80 to 90% of your calories should come from fat for your body to enter a ketogenic state. Your body cannot enter a ketogenic state if you're intaking more than 20 or 30 grams of carbohydrates at a time. This will include any fruits and vegetables. You can't go extra on your vegetables if they have a lot of carbohydrates in them. You can't go extra on your fruits either. Animal fats are the most complete nutrient on earth.
Anything I want, cool.
Just keep that in mind, okay? My keto meals are mostly salads with oils, cheese, and nuts with a small sprinkle of protein on top. And I'm standing here explaining these things to you because this is super necessary.
What the fuck is Chili? What? Why is Chili? What? Okay, I'm gonna save that so we can continue in the future. Be right back.
Pause and just interject here that at this point I have had no contact with Mr. DeCastro, so this is the first point of contact right here. I have documented that I've asked you to leave me alone. I've documented that I forcefully, with vulgarity, told you to leave me alone, and then I've documented the last time you contacted me to leave you alone. And again, I would interject and say that he is saying these things, but he could provide no proof of any contact at this point because I had not contacted him. This is the first time that I have received any contact whatsoever. You are disseminating lies about me, and that is defamation. The truth is the only metric that saves you from defamation, and I'm telling you, I have no criminal record. I have already downloaded your video. You have 24 hours to retract your statement or face legal action. My legal team has been blind carbon copied on this email. On Monday, ... I will sue you, ... It's that simple. I do not wish to have any contact with you. I do not wish to return correspondence from you. If you continue to harass me publicly, you will end up in federal district court. I will check your social media channels for the retraction. If it is not complete and full, you'll be served a lawsuit next week. I don't care if I win. I care that you have to hire a lawyer.
See, admitting this is a non-starter. Saying to someone, I am just trying to fuck with you with this lawsuit, I don't care if it goes through, I'm just trying to cause you inconvenience. That's a no-no, even if that's the truth. First of all, don't do that. That's not cool. That's shitty. But even if you're gonna do it, don't say it out loud. Don't say that part out loud.
Care that I extend the process for as long as I can to drain you. Now, for the last time, you stupid, retarded fuck. I'm
Sounds vexatious. It sure does.
not interested in any relationship with you, and I've continually told you this. I don't care that you're a loser and you have nothing going on with your life. You have no motivation. I don't care. I will be checking your social media channels tomorrow.
Rhea
I hope you
Rocks,
think
thanks
I'm
for following.
kidding. I hope you think that you can do what you've done and get away with it, you piece of shit. Now leave me the fuck alone. You're damn lucky we have a legal system and I'm a man of law and order, or I would let you know when I was coming so I could see the look of fear on your face as I closed it. You retarded imbecile. The information you're getting off the internet isn't true.
Yeah, Chili does that a lot. He threatens people by being like, you're lucky I'm a man of law, and that there's the social contract, and that there are laws, otherwise I'd destroy you. And then he'll be like, I've never threatened anyone, because we do have laws, and it's like, you can't just be like, this is a threat, but it isn't a threat, but it's not a threat, but it is a threat. We know what you're doing, Chili.
Dumb fuck. You'll find out in court if you don't retract what you said about me. By Friday, we will begin putting the lawsuit together. I hope you don't listen. You can't fix stupid, and you're a fucking retard. Jose M. DeCastro, a.k.a. Chili from Delete Lots.
I miss Marcel.
Mr. DeCastro testify about an incident in which I believe it is alleged you posted that you were white-knuckled with anticipation about a confrontation.
You could do without the slurs? Agreed. Vast Lunacy with 200 bits says, I love that he nods along, like the email is fire. Yeah, I don't... Does he not know this makes him look really bad?
Is there anything that you would like to tell?
Yeah, that was him talking, and he brought this matter to court. Like, what does he think's going to happen?
So he is referring to a public live stream. He also references that I stated we were tracking him like an endangered great white shark. What he is referring to is a public live stream. It's hyperbolic speech. I have an element of humor. It's quite candid off the rip. So I'm recounting this, and, you know, to a certain extent, just like if you're chasing down a story, right? Yeah, there was a
Chili is neither of those, Ira.
certain level of, like, you know, are we going to be able to do this? It's sort of the gold standard if you're able to.
Coach Red Pill is in Ukraine currently under house arrest, and the other one I think you're talking about is Marcel, who is on the run from the Canadian government, and thus we have no idea where he is because he hasn't been posting because he's on the run for threatening a governor. I just realized I cover very weird people. One of the people I used to cover is under house arrest in Ukraine for spreading Russian propaganda, and the other is on the run from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Makes you wonder where the rest of them are going to be in 5 years, huh? Chris says, to help catch Marcel. If I could help catch Marcel, it would be the greatest day of my life.
To take these, what they purport to be, you know, from First Amendment protected activities and flip it around on them. This is the same, you know, sort of, actually, it is, the behavior that I engaged in was much more agreeable and non-confrontational than how they would engage the police, right? Like, you know, so it is perfectly legal for them to stand on a public sidewalk and pull out the cell phone and film an officer and tell him that he's a dirty pig and I hope you get shot in the line of duty, which Mr. DeCastro and others have done regularly, right? All I did was stand out on a public sidewalk and film him and say, this is my brother. He's escaped from his group home. Don't worry, guys, he's off his medication. And that was, you know, number one, you know, because I knew that it would irritate him and it pressure tested him a little bit. He was not able to follow the same standards that he has applied for police and public officials when he films them. And number two, it diffused the situation for the numerous families and children that felt extremely harassed and threatened by Mr. DeCastro. He took his attention off of them and his attention for the remainder of the parade.
Is he raising his hand?
It was then squarely on me. When I was asked to leave by police because it was causing a disturbance, asked, not ordered, because I was engaging in lawful activity, I did so without incident. And I do have a witness to all this as well.
Mr. DeCastro, were you able to email those documents to the email address? You're muted. Mr. DeCastro, you're muted, sir.
1 second. I will email those even right this second. I was just listening and taking notes. Respond.
Okay.
And can you just rattle that off to me, that email address, or is there a way I can find it on here?
Can we chat that email address?
I already did, Judge.
It should be in the chat, Mr. DeCastro. Ms. Peters, you wish to present any additional evidence or tell anything additional to the court?
He also states that he was not threatening to come to my home when he drove to Massachusetts. He fled from Ohio from a warrant. He stated several times in public that he knew where I lived. I was lucky that he was not his father and that he was going to deal with me through legal channels because otherwise I would be physically harmed. He had full intention of showing up at my house uninvited. He solicited others for my address and did receive it. And it was actually Mr. Abrams who had to convince him that that would be ill-advised because he was fully prepared to show up to my house completely unannounced. What I did was I did publicize, I'm waiting right here for you. You're not going to get near my family or my children, but if you wish to serve me, then, you know, go ahead and do so. He never had any legal documentation to serve me. This was simply a intimidation tactic on Mr. DeCastro's part, you know, and obviously he doesn't respond well when his intimidation tactics kind of fall flat, as can be evidenced at the parade where he escalated to physically battering me in the presence of police officers and several small children.
He was indicating that he was going to...
She's a lot better at this than he is.
...appear at your home to serve you with a legal document?
Yes, even though, I mean, he's not legally entitled nor qualified to
How did
actually
that
offer these
communication, what form of communication? did
So
that
it was
come?
YouTube live stream.
And was that directed at you?
Yep.
Which video is that? Can she list the video, please, sir? I've never said that. Can she
So,
list the video?
Mr. DeCastro, I
Yes,
said
sir.
at the outset that I want to hear from both parties.
Sorry,
I would
I
ask
just
you
wanna-
not to interrupt. I'm going to give you an opportunity to respond. So
Yes,
just
sir.
please,
Sorry.
ask you to wait till she-
Yeah, I'm just taking notes, and I wanted to. Sorry. I wanted
Yeah,
to
we
which
know,
note-
Chili.
which
You're
video I
taking
would say that
notes.
in.
We get it.
Okay. Ms. Peter, anything additional?
I think so. I mean, he also referenced, the video that I had stated that I would, lawfully request the court audio of his initial appearance here to try to get an order ex parte, and that I would, do a video about it. I do believe in transparency.
Have I seen the Memorial Day video? I've only seen the snippet where he pushes her. I haven't seen the other parts.
In the courts. I would also point out that Mr. DeCastro actually audio recorded that hearing without the court's permission, disseminated it to several individuals. I have received it, so I'm already aware of what's on the hearing. I believe at one point
Jake
he called one of your
Thonis,
fine
thanks
court
for
officers a
giving us up.
scumbag and intentionally waited until about 4:30 in the afternoon to get this order so that I would not have a chance to respond in his mind, because he is not a resident of Massachusetts. He's not a resident of the county. He does not live here at all. He's not familiar with our protocol. But that was what I was referencing, is that he was unable to contain himself within the courtroom in front of the judge and actually erupted into calling, one of your court officers a scumbag.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Attorney, Mr. DeCastro, do you wish to make any response to what Ms. Peter just testified to?
Sure. Listen, it's true that I don't like police. That's 100% factual. However, I'm not anti-government. I'm pro-government. I'm pro having a Bill of Rights and a constitutional standard. So that is true, but saying I'm anti-government is completely false. I'm for petitioning, assembling, and
I gotta watch it. I'll have to find a link.
legislation. And then furthermore, I've never said I'm going to her house on a live stream. I would now redirect to the district attorney for perjury. She perjured herself several times just now.
Perjury! I'm playing the perjury card, sir. Arrest her right now.
My
Ow.
home address is on her Discord account. My home address is on her Discord account in California. My cell phone number is on her Discord account, which she should have removed. It's doxing me. And then a credible threat of violence. I've never threatened her with violence ever. I want nothing to do with her. I didn't ask her to follow me around. This idea that she has a First Amendment right to audit me, I am not a public figure. And it's clearly defined what a public figure is, and that's...
Chili, you were in public, though. You were in public. You were in the public. You were outside at a parade. You can be filmed.
Not me just because I have a YouTube channel. I've announced that one day I'm going to run for governor, but that doesn't make me a public figure because I've never raised campaign funds and I've never started a campaign for governorship. That would make me a public figure. I haven't done that. And then, but the idea that she's tracking my movements, they posted where I'm at in Ohio, then she says we're tracking him. It's not funny. If I'm tracking Zachary Hillman, like an endangered great white. We know his every move. That's not funny. That causes intentional infliction of emotional distress. And then, wait, I didn't ask her to drive down there white-knuckled. I didn't ask for that. She came down there to cause a purpose confrontation, which is what she did. She came there to make a video about me to make money.
Mr. DeCastro, you just cut out. So I would ask that you repeat about the last 5 seconds of what you just said.
I said, if you're tracking me and you're posting where my whereabouts are, this isn't something they're just doing through my live stream. As I proved a moment ago, he just crossed over the Maryland border. I wasn't. That's incredible. That's incredible. Endear herself to the court and try to say that rude to a cop at the court. I'm rude to a cop. Like cops. That's my right.
He needs better internet.
Now, I can't move into violence or project violence. And then she said that I said that I wish the cop would get shot. That's not true. That's absolutely incredible. That's incredible.
I'm pretty sure I've heard him say that to a cop before, or say that about a cop before.
And then she says, it's that the only thing I've ever said whether it have been harsh or not, and used Cohen versus California from 1971, which gives me the right to free speech, I didn't threaten her in any way, shape, or form. It clearly shows the veracity of my emotional state when I'm saying, leave me the fuck alone. Stay away from me. She makes videos about me every single day. She doesn't have a right to First Amendment audit me. I know that listen.
Are you saying she doesn't have a First Amendment right, Chili?
She just doesn't understand it. You're not allowed to harass and stalk someone. And whether she endears herself to the court or not, case precedent is clearly established. 3 or more times she's mentioned my location. She's posted account, my location, my address, my phone number. That's going to go right.
Chili, these are things that you broadcast on your live streams. It's information you make publicly available.
That's going to go directly to Commonwealth versus Walters. She doesn't have to scare me physically or threaten me with physical damage, according to Agus versus Howard Johnson, 1976. The tracking of me in Commonwealth versus Brennan clearly states that when she lists where I'm at more than 2 times, that is stalking. That is criminal stalking. And in the 1971 case of George versus Jordan Marsh, extreme conduct. Remember, court, I don't know this person. I've never been friends with her. We've never worked together. She admits to calling one person, but it's incredible. She's called 7. Then on her, called my mother a fat fucking bitch. I don't understand that. I don't.
Is Chili doing pearl clutching now? Like, I can't believe she would say a rude thing. I don't know if she said that. If she did, generally not the kind of joke I would make. I think it's in bad taste. However, it's pretty hypocritical of Chili to say this, considering all the things he says to people that he disagrees with. Don't dish it out if you can't take it, Chili. I think that's a pretty fair rule, and I have heard you say much ruder things than that.
I don't know who her mom is. I wouldn't call her mom that. I don't understand it. And then all of the defaming comments she's made about me. If she had endeared herself to another person on YouTube who's going to try to disparage me, it just goes to show there's no limits, no boundaries to what this woman will do to harass. It's incredible. I've laid out clearly the case law. I've laid it out clearly. I've listened to hundreds and hundreds of district cases and Supreme Court cases. I have proven my case beyond a reasonable doubt. This person and I should have no more contact.
Profane Priestess says, I never thought the leopards would eat my face, said the person who voted for the leopards eating faces party. With this link. The Texas Republican Party has voted to shut out Log Cabin Republicans, an organization of gay Republicans, from participating in their convention. Log Cabin Republicans just said it's shameful they're being excluded if the Republicans are being narrow-minded. That's the least shocking thing ever. What did they think was going to happen? This is what I don't understand about any group, especially I don't know the Log Cabin Republicans that much, so I don't know if they have participated any of the LGB drop the T stuff, but like they're certainly participating in a political party that is using trans people as a wedge issue to try and roll the clock back on rights for all LGBT individuals. So if you are LGB or any of the other things and you participate in that demonization of trans people, congratulations on helping subjugate yourself. Like, that's not great. It's stupid.
She should not make videos about me. I should not make a video about her. We should part amicably. She should go on about her life and do whatever she wants, but harassing my family, my friends, and me. And you guys just saw on my live stream, Kate always wins over and over and over. The mass calling of my phone when I'm on live stream. That proves in Commonwealth versus Wotan that she is actually harassing me.
Why do you think it's her, Chili? You post your phone number publicly. You post your phone number publicly and then you're surprised when people call you during live stream? That's not her. That's your fault, Chili. What?
More than 3 calls is harassing. More than 3. Now, if she's using Google numbers or alternate numbers, who else is calling my phone hundreds of times during my live stream? Who else?
Oh, so his only piece of evidence is, I feel like it's probably her, so it's gotta be her. And they're all different phone numbers, so it must be Google phone numbers. That's why the evidence doesn't line up with my preconceived persecution fantasy. A lot of people probably troll you independently, Chili, which, by the way, no one do that. I don't think anyone would, but Chili's phone number, he's posted it. Never interact with any of the subjects that I cover on this show, positively or negatively. Just leave them alone. Don't touch the poop. We look at the poop, we don't touch the poop. This is the poop safari, okay? Look at the poop, don't touch the poop.
Is doing that. It's her. She's the one harassing me. It's her. It is her. I didn't ask for any contact with her, and I never have. But this, and then I think the district attorney should be made aware of the perjury she just committed. It's trying to paint me in a light as though I'm some danger, and I don't have anything like that in my record. Matter of fact, the only conviction that was listed in my record was disorderly conduct from when I was 19 years old.
Chris with 100 bits says, gonna dip out so I can take my son to see Lightyear. Thanks for an entertaining stream for my son and I to watch as our first live stream. I'll now know not to touch the poop. Have fun at the movie. I hope it's good.
That was almost 30 years ago. I mean, so I am a man of law and order. I believe in rule of law. I believe that America has lost its way and we're not living by a constitutional Bill of Rights standard. And that's all I'm trying to do. I do not wish harm on police. I don't like them, but that's my right not to like them. Our prison system's out of control. So, I am not a public figure. New York Times versus Sullivan. I'm not a public figure. No matter how this person tries to interpret, she's incorrect in her data. It's not true. I'm not a public figure. Now, don't get me wrong. Someday I'd love to be governor but it's not true. And the credible threat of violence is when you post the Airbnb house where I'm.
He would probably be, I think he would be found to be a public figure. He has a YouTube channel with like 40,000 subscribers. He makes himself very public in the sense that he broadcasts his activities and he considers himself an activist, right? He's an activist. I don't think he's a good activist, but he's an activist trying to, at least according to him, spur police reform or police abolition, whatever. So I think it'd be pretty hard for him to claim he's not a public figure. A public figure doesn't have to be like a politician. That's not the definition of public figure legally. Mr. Blast says, that's fancy. Him upset about how someone interprets laws. True.
And then, just so you know, to get that Airbnb house, which is on my video from that day on May 25th, I look in my rearview mirror and I say I'm being followed. And then I take evasive action to ditch the tail. But unfortunately, they followed me to where I was staying. It's on live stream. They literally were following me around because this woman put my information on her Discord. And she can say that my phone number's been listed, but unless you're running a troll account with people called Trolly and Troll and Double Troll and I Love to Troll Chili, and those are the names of their accounts.
Okay.
There's dozens of accounts on her Discord. And
Chili, you're going to get people that are going to do that to you when you're a public figure. Like, people harass me on occasion. Like, that'll happen. And I have a smaller channel than you. Like, that's going to happen, Chili.
Dozens of accounts on her YouTube.
It's not good, but it's the internet. It's just part of the, hazards of working very publicly in a pseudo-anonymous forum. Bittergrin says, found this on a university site. A public figure, according to Gertz versus Robert Welch, is an individual who has assumed roles of a special prominence in the affairs of a society or thrust themselves into the forefront of a particular, public controversy to influence the resolution of the issues involved. Yeah. He falls under that.
That use my name in that. It's not a stretch to know that when I go live, she's posting or someone's posting in their Discord account, and then they're harassing me, which is a violation of Commonwealth versus Wooten from 2015.
The only post of the Memorial Day video you could find. Thank you for the links. Let's take a look. He has a larger channel. Yeah, I think his channel has like 40,000. Mine has like 16,000. The Hannah and Jake channel has like 150, but we don't really post there anymore, so I don't really count that. This is a lot to parse. I'll have to look through them.
Walters, I apologize. I only had a day to really prep the cases, so sorry if I'm not a little slow.
Madam Clerk, have we received those documents?
I have not.
Did you send those documents?
can't get to it. If you just tell me the email
Okay.
address, I'll talk.
All right, so this is what we're going to do then.
They have a recess here where he sends over the documents.
Links where she openly says she.
Mr. DeCastro, how many, for,
Sorry.
since you have a right to see those as
Case
well.
law,
Well,
case
my-
law, quickly.
Back on record in the matter of Jose De Castro and Catherine Peter. Oh, we got it late.
I have a couple, having reviewed, and let me ask Ms. Peter, we provided you with copies of what Mr. DeCastro has also provided to the court. Is that correct, ma'am?
I believe it's partial possibly, but yeah, I mean, I would say probably about 10 pages here.
Okay. Can I have the file? Or, you know what, I forgot the file in,
I'll get it over there.
it's in the lobby, yeah.
Okay.
Here.
Does he always drink water with his
Okay.
pig yet? You got it if you want to be
Hillman, I didn't
fancy.
get a
Having
chance-
reviewed, go ahead, sir.
I just didn't get a chance to bring in the witness who I have on hold, and I don't know this man. I only know him from online. He said himself he was the target of Kate before, where he.
I have a guy I've never met on my phone, and he's my witness from Canada. He doesn't go to your school, and please let him come on and talk about her.
He received hundreds of phone calls, thousands from her followers, disrupted me during work, lured me to a bar while I was then threatened in a parking lot by her thugs. She posted my personal information, including my number, online. That's a policy and practice, sir. And I actually have him on the line right now to tell you his story himself. And this is the fourth person who I've tracked down that she's done this to. One of them, I believe, is in court there, so he will no longer be the focus of her ire.
Mr. DeCastro, I have a couple questions based on what you provided to the court. So one of the documents that I have here, or one of the screenshots that you provided, was what looks to be a screenshot of a message from Airbnb. Is that correct?
Yes, that was my Airbnb host in Youngstown, Ohio, who I had become fairly good friends with. I was there for 8 days. We hiked together 6 days, and he got to know me as a person. I told him I don't believe that America's living under rule of law, whether
Hawk 420, thanks for 13 months, says he's such a snowflake, and I'm here for
you
it.
show up the exact law or not. That we're living under whether we like you or not. And so after we hiked together 6 days, he received that. He took a screenshot and sent it to me. He blocked out his personal information, but he's the one who blocked that person named Sean, who I am going to get a court order and I'm going to get from Airbnb, and I'm going to file against that guy for stalking.
All right. So I'm just gonna read this into the record.
What does that have to do with this, sir?
So it says, I just wanted to make you aware that your current guest, Jose Maria De Castro, a.k.a. Chili De Castro from California, has been live streaming anti-police propaganda, various statements that could be interpreted as threats from your home. He is also in possession of a firearm, a .44 revolver, which he has brandished live on stream in your dining room. I'm not sure that this is the type of guest you want to host. You can view his antics in your home on his YouTube channel, Delete Laws. I felt compelled to inform you based on his erratic behavior and improper handling. And then it cuts off. So, Mr. De Castro, the question I have for you is, do you know who sent this message to your Airbnb host?
The name on the account is Sean. I have to file for a court order from Airbnb for them to give me that information. However,
Okay.
I do have my host's number. I can call him on the phone. He'll jump on this.
What would that help? He doesn't know any more than what you know based on the message.
No, and the second question I have is, at any point while you were in that Airbnb...
It's very weird to me that he's like, I'm here and I can get that information for you. You were supposed to have that information already, sir. If you want to use it as evidence, you can't just say, well, I'm gonna get that evidence later. but just pretend like I have it now. It's like Chili wants to make claims about evidence that he has, but doesn't have access to at the moment, but he still wants the court to act as though he has demonstrated the point he's trying to make. It's like he's trying to get evidence IOUs. Like, yeah, like, I don't have the evidence right now, but here's an IOU for the evidence. Just act as though I have that evidence, and I'll show you later.
The rental,
weird.
was there any sort of public information made about where you were located at that time?
Absolutely not, because I had been being followed. I knew I'd been being followed. I announced it publicly, so I hid my location extraordinarily well. As a matter of fact, the only time I live streamed was from inside of the room you can see there with the Mickey Mouse picture. You can check every video I have over that time period. I specifically hid my location because I knew I was being followed. And I'm being followed.
All right, so that at no point then, I just want to make sure that I'm clear, at no point did any person put or post anything publicly, either on YouTube or some other means of communication, that would indicate that you were in that location?
Well, they did on Kate's Discord. That's where they posted that. They
where?
They posted that on Kate's Discord, on Kate Peters' Discord account. They posted where I was, my location, a picture of the house. Someone actually physically
Do you have pictures of that one?
Followed me, sir. Followed me down the street.
And let me ask you, who posted on Kate's Discord that location?
A guy named Sean. It's in there. It's inside of there. And apparently, I'm going through the process with Discord to try to find out who that person is.
Okay. All right. The second question I have was regarding
Imagine having to explain. I mean, Discord isn't that hard to explain, I guess, to like a judge, but it is kind of funny, the idea of being like, so it's a Discord server. A lot of furries hang out there.
regarding the evidence that Ms. Peter was waiting in anticipation of a confrontation and that you were being tracked.
One of Chili's court tactics is to make everything as difficult for the court as possible, e.g. in the other court hearing, he intentionally waited until they were about to close to file the order. But I don't understand in this case why he would do that, considering he's the one that stands to benefit from this hearing, of it going well, so I don't know why he would do that.
Yes.
Now, am I correct that the tracking language was in regards to you driving towards her residence to serve her with legal documents?
No.
Bravo Needs Bacon with $3 says, why is Chili not in jail? Happy Saturday. Well, thank you very much. Well, if he goes back to Ohio, he still has a warrant out, I think.
No, not at all.
Okay.
In Ohio, no one even knew I was going to Boston. I didn't announce I was going to Boston. I didn't tell anybody. And then when they tracked me, I was actually leaving Boston. And
and so let me ask you about that. I just want to make sure that I understand what the tracking language has to do with. So where was the tracking language being posted?
It was being posted in Discord, and it goes all the way back to the middle of May. And then she tracked me again on June 8th, where she publicly announced, we're tracking him like an endangered great white, tagging him, we know his every move.
That sounds like facetious, tongue-in-cheek, haha, we're keeping tabs on him language to me.
All right, and that was posted, was that posted by Miss Peter?
Yes, she said it herself on June 8th. I've transcribed the documents.
Okay.
They're in files.
Okay. And she posted that on YouTube. Is that correct?
Yes.
Or was it posted as a post on Discord?
It was, she said it aloud on her YouTube, and then it was posted on Discord.
You're probably going to want to actually, like, file that video. You can't just, like, write out a transcript yourself and give it to the judge and have them be like... They can't take it at face value then, basically.
She's using the two...
Because you wrote it. You know what I mean?
Two different social media platforms, which, again, is going to go back to Commonwealth versus Walters. You know, I've laid out the case precedent, Your Honor, and if this was you, sir, and you were being tracked like an endangered great white, we know your every move. I think
DeCastro, I'm just trying to understand. I just want to make sure that I have a clear picture of what you're telling the court.
And I just want.
Yeah, it would be hearsay. I don't know why he thinks writing it down would make it better.
I want to make sure that I've clearly laid.
He should have just filed the video with a
out what
timestamp.
the rule of law is, the case precedent is. This is my whole argument against the whole.
And what was with respect to the tracking language? What did you understand that to be in regards to? Were you moving? Were you physically coming from Ohio into Massachusetts?
I was actually leaving the Northeast when I was going through Maryland just night before last, and that's on the Discord, which you have in that email, where they say he's crossing over the Maryland border heading south. So they're tracking me all the time, 24 hours, no matter where I go or what I do. If I do turn on my camera and I show any part of the location I'm in, they'll tag it and put me on their Discord account so I can be tracked. And she said, what, there's 1,600 people in there? That would put a reasonable person in fear for their safety. Of course it does.
Okay, thank you. Let me ask Ms. Peter. With respect to the tracking language that you just heard testimony, first of all, have you personally posted language regarding tracking of Mr. DeCastro?
No. I mean, we've not, other than stating, again, hyperbolic speech and the hubris that we were tracking him like an endangered great white shark. But again, I mean, at no point did we indicate that we were actually physically tracking him. It's not 24 hours a day. That's impossible. There's no devices being placed on him. He broadcasts his location. And actually, while the court was in recess, I was able to pull up where he did indicate on a live stream that he was coming to Massachusetts to serve me. Again, he also had made statements at one point that he had my address, and I was very lucky that he wasn't like his father, or I would be physically harmed, right? I also pulled up some clips where he makes not explicit threats, but implicit threats that he would shoot me in the head and I would be talking to God.
What was your statement regarding tracking him like a great white in regards to?
In regards to following around, well, not following around, but yeah, keeping tabs on where he was in Massachusetts.
Across the country.
Okay, you broadcast that that's where you are.
That's not, again, my statement was in regards to keeping track of where he was in Massachusetts after he had made implicit threats to show up at my home. I would like to call my witness at some point too, because he can further elaborate on his plan to, again, come to my home unannounced while he is carrying unregistered firearms in his vehicle that were improperly stored after making implicit physical threats against my safety.
That's not what this hearing is about.
I'm not going to deny that, but that's not what this hearing is about.
I'm not on trial.
I think that this all turned around really badly on him very suddenly. Look, this isn't about my illegal weapons that I bought illegally and am storing illegally in my truck, okay? This is about you talking about me on the internet.
I'm the one filing a complaint for harassment to separate us, because I don't want to have involvement with this person who's harassing me. I don't know if they're going to hear from you.
I'm sorry. I'm just making a few notes.
Atheist Brony with 100 bits says, I'm not on trial here. That can quickly change, dude. Admitting to crimes to a judge is always a bad idea. Is the judge listening to a clip of Chili in the background? It kind of sounds like Chili's voice.
I'm sorry, is someone playing something?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Someone's talking on my I have a witness online that just shows a policy in practice, so I have him here ready to protract.
Another person she covered who was mad about it, presumably. As someone who also does this, let me tell you, shitty people hate when you broadcast that they're shitty. I've had this dealt with through people like Call for an Uprising, Marcel, like Peter. People do not like when you broadcast to people verbatim what they are doing and explaining why it is wrong. They fucking hate it. It's not a crime.
On the Zoom chat or just on?
Is that Barrington Maddox?
No, I'm sorry. The name is Joseph Hart. The man on the phone is named. There's 4 guys total, and one of them is there so he's not the focus of her attention.
I would object due to hearsay, Your Honor.
You know, Your Honor.
I'm not going to. So the question before the court is whether a harassment prevention order should issue on behalf of Mr. DeCastro against Ms. Peter. That is the question for the court today. I'm taking a minute here. I'm making a few notes.
Your Honor, this is her livelihood. This is how she makes money, is by making a mockery of other people. That's what she does for a living, and she's done
That's not illegal.
that for a living for 3 years. She was previously attached to a different channel called...
I think she also has a full-time job, so I don't think this is like her... I think she does the YouTube channel for like fun and extra money, but like it's not her main job.
Turtle Boy, and she had a sidekick where they did the same thing.
I would object due to relevancy.
It's totally
Okay,
relevant.
Mr. DeCastro, I again, the question before the court is based on the evidence that I have before me whether a harassment prevention order should issue against Ms. Peter. I'm going to ask the parties to just bear with me for a moment. I am making notes.
Andy Pretzel says, seems like he took one of those illegal firearms and blew his foot off.
I believe if I made 26 videos about you, Your Honor, you would get a harassment protection order against me.
Probably not. If you just made videos about a judge, I doubt it. I very much doubt it.
All right. I have considered all of the evidence, and I am going to make my findings right now at this point. So
I think he doesn't find the need for a harassment order or anything.
I'm not going to issue any written order for the parties. To the extent that the parties wish my findings, they can get him via FTR, and you can contact the clerk's office to do so. The question before the court, as I have indicated, is whether a harassment prevention order pursuant to Chapter 258E should issue. The question before the court today is whether, and the only basis on which 258E could issue based on the evidence that I've heard today, would be whether there's been a showing of criminal harassment pursuant to Chapter 265, Section 43A. Much of what has been reported to the court today involves speech and conduct that could be considered to be protected under the First Amendment, and so the court is mindful that any speech that would be considered as a basis for criminal harassment would have to constitute a true threat or fighting words. I cite ASR versus AKA 92 Mass App Court 270. So with that background, my findings are as follows. Mr. DeCastro and Ms. Peter do not know one another personally. Approximately 30 days ago, Ms. Peter began to post videos on YouTube regarding Mr. DeCastro. She linked to these videos via her Discord account. She also posts messages to her approximately 1,600 followers on that same Discord account.
He's issuing a ruling. Don't fucking talk over him, Chili. Don't. He's issuing a ruling. You do not get input here.
The name.
Oh, he wants to talk so bad. He wants to talk so bad.
On the Discord account and the YouTube posts, that she reports under are mass whole reports. The
Mafia.
purposes of, Mr. DeCastro, I'm just going to ask you to let me make my findings on the record. The purpose of Ms. Peters' posts regarding Mr. DeCastro is to highlight information that Ms. Peter believes needs to be shared with her audience. Several of Ms. Peters' reports and posts about Mr. DeCastro have cast Mr. DeCastro in a negative light. Ms. Peter posts regarding Mr. DeCastro
Jillyfish, thanks for 10 months.
have led several of Ms. Peters' subscribers to comment negatively via a chat function about Mr. DeCastro, as Mr. DeCastro, who is also a person who broadcasts on a YouTube channel, broadcasts live. The court has received information and screenshots provided by Mr. DeCastro that highlights these chat messages that have been provided. The court takes note that Mr. DeCastro has categorized this as trolling, and the court finds it to be consistent with what it understands to be trolling.
What's the court definition of trolling?
Mr. DeCastro has received numerous, by his account, hundreds of phone calls since Ms. Peter has been...
Does Black Law Dictionary have trolling in the newest edition?
...posting about Mr. DeCastro. Mr. DeCastro's mother, family, and friends have also received numerous phone calls. The court does not find, by a preponderance of the evidence, that Ms. Peter made these phone calls or that she directed these phone calls to be made to Mr. DeCastro.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
The court finds that while Ms. Peter posts the videos to YouTube, she has not communicated any true threat or fighting words to Mr. DeCastro or directed
Thank you for the links. We'll look at the Memorial Day stuff after this.
Directed at Mr. DeCastro. There has been one communication with Ms. Peter directly to one of Mr. DeCastro's investors, but the court does not find by a preponderance of the evidence that that communication involved any true threat or fighting words. The court has heard evidence that Mr. DeCastro was at an Airbnb rental in Ohio, and his Airbnb host was messaged, and that someone by the name of Sean posted his location. Mr. DeCastro finds this to be concerning. I understand why he finds that to be concerning. Nevertheless, the court does not find that Ms. Peter posted that information or that she directed that information be posted. The court has also heard of an incident in which Mr. DeCastro was claimed to have been tracked by Ms. Peter in anticipation of a confrontation. That was Ms. Peter's words. The court does not find this reference to a confrontation to be a true threat or fighting words, nor does it find it to be akin to the surreptitious setting of a GPS device on a vehicle. In context, the court finds that this statement regarding her anticipation of a confrontation to be in regards to being served with a legal document, and the court finds that this reference confrontation was anticipated to be verbal, not a physical confrontation. With respect to the tracking language, the court finds that this information was broadcast by Ms. Peter. It was broadcast in response or based on information that was broadcast by Mr. DeCastro publicly, and accordingly that is not a true threat or fighting words. The court therefore declines to issue a harassment prevention order. I'm citing Kareem K. versus Ida I, 100 Mass Ave Court, 902. That's a 2022 case in support of my determination. The order is not going to issue.
What are my appeal processes? Am I allowed to appeal?
You certainly are, Mr. DeCastro. You have a right of appeal. My findings my findings are on the record. I put them specifically on the record in case you wish to appeal, so that you have a thorough record of what I considered in my legal determination. You can consult the rules of appellate procedure as to how the appeals process proceeds. And to the extent that you need to get a copy of the FTR or the recording, you can contact the clerk's office and they'll provide you with that information, sir.
So if I did this to you, okay, let's see how it goes. I mean, we're not living under rules.
Let's see how it goes. Uh-oh. Tubby's Clone 7, thanks for 5 months. Is he gonna start harassing this judge now to try and make some kind of weird fucking point?
Of law, you're just making things up as you go. You're just deciding because you don't like me and this woman's a big cop sucker.
So
that's not how this works. Uh-oh.
Mr. DeCastro, it has nothing to do with whether I like you or don't like you. I'm making my determination based on the law. And that's why I put it on the record so that you can appeal it if you think that I'm incorrect. Okay, sir?
I think the court's a joke. That's what I think. What a joke, Joe. I mean, you're hearing it. You're hearing it.
Woo! That was good. That was good.
I should be.
Oh, look, it's Kate Peter.
Okay, so this is Kate from Masshole Reports meeting Delete Laws. This is the one time they met. Before that. Atheist Brony says, please, contempt, contempt, contempt. MH Darkbeast says, howdy Hannah, did you see the trailer for Dead End Paranormal Park, a new series on Netflix? It features a trans gay character voiced by Zach Barak, a trans actor and a neurodivergent character. I did not.
Hello.
We can watch this real quick before we watch the... It's cute.
There you go, there's Masshole. Oh, you look the trash. Look how triggered she is.
Let me make it a little more succinct, okay?
You gotta get this on film. This is the breakdown.
Cops are the scum of our society. Did you just follow me here?
Your mom is really, really upset right now.
No. I actually have told this person that I want nothing to do with her, and she
thought you were serving
she just stalked me down. I just want to make sure that everybody sees who this person is, and I have her on camera. I've sent her a cease and desist.
You haven't.
Are you on meth? Did you lose your children?
No.
You lose your kids?
No.
Did you lose your kids?
No.
You didn't.
Why are you yelling at these people's kids?
Do you do methamphetamines?
I do not. Do you?
Are you a recovering drug addict?
I've heard that you are.
Are you an alcoholic?
I've heard that you are.
Why are you shaking?
What?
Shaking.
Why are you shaking? What happens if you get it? My hands are, see that, just so you guys know, my hands are already shaking.
They're on camera every day. This is the Kate
Yeah,
when she's
this is Kate. When you actually take a good look at her. Take a good look at her. Everybody from
Take a good look at Jose.
top to bottom.
Man, look at those tree clumps.
I mean,
look at those
do
toenails.
you ever
Jesus.
think of taking care of yourself?
I'm
So
happy
listen,
if it happened
you got to teach the kids right that the cops will target them, arrest them, and charge them with crimes in their high school years. So I'm here to educate the kids, and that's what I'm going to do. Are you?
No, he doesn't. Why does he have to leave?
Yeah, because he's bothering children. Do you want a kiss? You're real short, huh? Why are you so short?
I don't think you should be the one asking about accountability, Kate.
I mean, Kate,
You shouldn't be the one trying to present transparency.
your teeth are rotting out of your
How's
head.
your app doing?
Like you.
How's your app doing?
How's the kids?
The other link had the trans conversation. Oh, that's cool.
That you lost, dude. I mean, do you want to go there with me? We can do
My
that.
kids are at home. Where are your
Did she
How
lose her
many of your
kids, Josh?
did you
Did she
lose?
lose your children?
How many of your kids did you lose? I haven't lost any of my kids.
No. Did you lose your
that's
kids? Yes or
debatable.
no? Did you lose your kids?
You do?
Did you?
No.
You didn't? So you're lying?
you did.
So now, so wait a minute.
Yes, you
The
did.
people who follow this troglodyte, she's sitting here lying.
He's getting really close to me.
I mean, look at this woman. Look at her. I want everybody to just get a good look at her.
The fuck does this have to do with anything,
I want you to
Chili?
get the orderlies out here
Just
for you.
look at
Your
her.
mom is upset.
Now she's talking about my mom.
They're literally just insulting each other.
Look at her.
Well, our mom. This is my brother.
Look at her. Just look at this
Sally
woman.
Ann Butts.
Just look at this
Make your
woman.
hand stop shaking. Do you want like an espresso or something?
Do you need
Yeah, I
do you need a Valium or a Xanax or something? You look like you take drugs. Look at your face.
Look at you.
Okay, come on.
You came running over here as fast as you can.
No, I
It's
didn't
the
run.
fastest she's ever run in her life.
See you, though. Can I have my service now?
Okay,
I can stand here all day, Josh.
you should. You should follow us. You want to come with us?
So,
Yeah, I
so
I got some
just,
space in the trunk.
just so you guys know, I will tell you.
Space for me to keep the dog. That's
That was
right.
funny. That was funny, but
Look at that. This is going to be the best footage all day.
She hasn't lost
appreciate it.
custody of her kids. It's a lie. Chili pushes. That doesn't
a little
surprise
bit
me.
better than Jose does here.
Well, no,
Oh,
it's
he
just-
does?
He does.
I'm the constitutional law scholar.
No, you're not.
Okay,
You're
okay.
a dropout from Arizona State University that sold GHB. I know who wrote your check.
I sold you HDHP?
And
Okay,
manufactured
watch
it.
And I manufactured it?
Get by this car.
So you're putting that out there in the
Step
world,
over
Kate.
here.
but-
It's 100% accurate.
Is that?
Who
Make
wrote
sure
the
you're
check
safe.
to Robert Shapiro? No, you didn't.
How'd you trim your nails with a
did.
buzzsaw?
Casey
What the
did.
hell is going on down there?
Casey
You all
did.
right?
I have a copy of the certified check, actually.
You
The
don't.
Check. I do.
You don't.
I
You got
do.
your zipper's a little low there, Kate.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you wanna?
Did you want to just pull
You
it
wanna
up?
zip it for me?
Maybe trim the nose.
You want to zip it for me?
You're looking beautiful. Kate.
I didn't come here to look pretty, Josh.
No, you came
Oh,
here to
yeah,
stalk
yeah,
me. You
yeah,
already
that's
admitted it.
What's GHB? Pretty sure it's steroids.
We're aiming for
You,
Stalking?
you,
Are
you,
you
already
here?
admitted it.
Could be wrong though.
You already admitted it,
Here
Kate.
right now.
I would like you to leave me alone, Kate. I told you in an email to
Yeah,
leave
but
me.
Oh no, it's a R-word drug. Yikes.
alone.
Fear, because that is a part of stalking.
No,
right
no,
there.
this is harassment.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Are you in fear?
Kate
of your
will find
physical
out in a
safety
court
right
of law. I mean,
I-
this is the
Yeah,
this
but
is
wait
the
for
girl
your
from
turn.
Masshole Report.
Alright,
Take a
wait.
good look at her.
Yeah.
Take a good look at her.
Look at me. Are you in fear for your safety right now?
My hands are shaking, Kate. I'm afraid.
Are you in fear for your safety right now?
Not as bad as her.
I mean,
to shake it.
look, get a good look at her face, though. Look at this person. I mean, look at her.
Yeah, what is
This is the person
Yeah.
that you guys all, that some of the trolls love. Look at her. I mean,
What
she's.
makes us trolls, Jose?
But, Kate, honestly, your hands were shaking for a minute. Calm down.
Kate,
Let's be the
what makes you a
case that we
troll?
don't know anyone.
You don't have a purpose in life.
She's an armchair
You
coordinator.
don't.
She
You
likes to
don't.
talk about
You
us
offer
from a
nothing.
distance.
But I'm
when
here.
she's in
What's
the
but
field,
what's your, listen to
that's
me.
what happens.
No, I'm
Hey,
in
Josh,
the field.
before my channel existed, what was your mission in life?
My mission in life?
What was your mission before I existed in your world? What was it?
Yeah, it was Josh.
Me.
Oh
before
no,
you.
you focused on Josh. So you have no purpose.
No, I have a. I mean, I have
No,
a
you have no
job.
mission.
What's
What's your
what
job?
do you do for work?
No, this is my job. You have no purpose.
Not a job.
But no, Kate, you wanted to have a debate
is
with
not
me.
a job.
We're having it. What's your purpose in life?
I mean, that's kind
What
of.
does this have to do with anything?
What's your? No, it's not. I'm on a mission. I have a purpose.
You're on a mission to try
You
to get
have
YouTube
no
famous,
purpose.
and you're failing
Honey,
miserably.
I'm failing.
You are.
I have double the subscribers you do.
Yeah, and I watch
and
a
I'm
golden
growing
retriever
faster
that
than you.
has 10 times the subscribers that you do. A literal
Who gives a
golden
shit about
retriever.
subscribers? This
What's
is
his
not my
name?
mission.
What?
What's his name?
His name? Baxley.
But let's ask her what her mission is because this is not my mission. But what's your mission?
My mission right now is to keep you from harassing small children, which is working out pretty well.
Well, divide and conquer. I mean, there's two of us. There's one of you.
Are you gonna go harass the
Can
children?
you be in two places at
Don't
once?
trust cops. Don't trust cops. Kate,
I'm with him!
I just told you to leave me alone, Kate.
I'm with him! He's my brother!
Kate, I've just said to you to leave me alone.
We're hanging out.
I've just said don't
We're
follow
hanging
me
out.
around. I'm not
No,
hanging
we're
out with you.
right now. We are. I'm with him! He's my brother! We're really close.
You're stealing the card. That's the professional do. Sunburn.
I'm with him!
Kate, stay.
I'm with him!
Kate, stay away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Don't bump into me again. Stay away from me. She's running into me. Stay away from me. Kate,
What?
stay away from me.
You're really short.
I just
Oh
want to
my
make it clear.
I'm with
god.
him! Everybody's watching you bump. Get away from the children. Are you intimidating me right now?
Just Kate, get away from me.
No.
What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna defend myself.
You can do that. There's cops everywhere. You
Okay.
want to get arrested, not have fun. I'm with him!
Don't trust cops. Don't trust the cops.
Best friends right here. This is my brother. He's mentally ill. You are getting really close to me physically. We are close.
She's out obnoxiousing him. Yeah, I'd have to see her streams to get a better handle on what her personality is, because right now it seems like she's just trying to do the chilly thing too chilly to make a point, but it still comes off as incredibly obnoxious. So I don't know.
Gentlemen, this is a commercial for Buzzsaw. You know, look at that.
Don't do meth, kids. Don't do methamphetamines. This is what meth looks like.
He's just off his meds. It's okay.
I'd like you to stay away from me, Kate
I'm
Peters.
with him. We're hanging out.
I'm not hanging out with you.
Yeah.
I'd like you to stay away from me.
You keep getting really close to me physically for someone who wants me to stay away from. Nice.
Do you have a business card by any chance?
Do I have one?
Yeah.
Put it on me.
Can I just get your name and badge number real quick?
61.
What's the name of your police
Engel.
department? What is it? What's the name of your police department?
Stoneham.
Stoneham. So Stoneham, Officer Engel, this woman is harassing
you
and
go-
stalking
can
me,
you guys
and
just
I
go
like
on
her to
that
stay
so-
away from me. No, I'm making an official report right now. I want her to stay.
You need to go to
she's
the
not.
station.
She's not with me, and I'm asking
Okay.
officially the police to get her to
Okay.
leave me alone.
Give me 2 minutes till the
I
parade's
want to
over.
make sure it's official because the next
Okay.
on the lawsuit it'll pay off big time.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, there's the Blue Knights. Back the blue.
More thistle, huh? More thistle.
What's that?
More thistle.
Yep. You know what's interesting on the real? Instead of doing a spray on him, doing a spray on Ponzo. Guy just got caught up with.
Let me ask you a question. Am I allowed to pepper spray her if she doesn't leave me alone?
No.
So if she continues to bump into me from behind, am I allowed to push her down?
You can go to the courthouse and go file a report. And file. Okay. So
I'm just asking. What are my avenues of self-defense if she won't leave me alone?
You have an opportunity to get yourself out of the predicament. So
What is that? What is that? I have to leave because she's stalking me? Right, but she can't follow me around.
it's a public space. Anybody can follow.
So she can follow me anywhere I go?
Chili, you do this shit all the time to people, you hypocrite.
Is that right? Is that what you're saying on camera?
Right. Yes.
Right, but I've asked her to leave me alone. I've sent her an official cease and desist letter. She's still following me around. She's allowed to do that? Is that what you're? Is that the police's official? She's literally following me around.
We have to be a harassment order.
Okay, so I have to go to which police department?
You have to go to Woburn District Court.
Go to which court?
Woburn District Court.
Woburn?
Woburn. Where do you live?
I live in California officially.
Okay, so you would have to go to Woburn District Court.
Can you spell that?
W-O-B-U-R-N.
Oh, Josh, you know where it is?
No, the endpoint's over there. I know what it is.
Kate, get away from me. Get away from me.
Immediately. Let her back in.
She's following me. Listen to me. You can do what you want. You're on camera. She just bumped into me again for the third time. She did. Why is she following me? Listen to me. You better do your job or you'll be sued under the 14th Amendment. I sue people. That's what I did. Keep this psycho away from me. If you don't, I'm gonna defend myself. I'm gonna defend myself.
The off-tune parade music is just making this video so good.
Warning you now. She's bumping into me. She's
not
gonna get knocked on the ground if she continues.
Followed you stopped.
Right. So you just said she's following me. Right. Okay.
Which is her
Okay.
right.
Okay. But she doesn't have the right to be on my tail. And if she does, she's gonna get knocked on the ground the next time she does it. I'm warning you now. She just bumped into me. Did you not see it?
I watched you.
I have a
stop
14th Amendment right. She can't follow me around.
Yeah. I saw you stop suddenly and turn back into her.
If she continues, I'm gonna defend myself.
if
And
you
you're on
take
camera.
any action, this criminal, I'll arrest you.
I'm sure you will, Thistle. I have a 14th Amendment right to be defended by you.
You have many rights.
Then do your job.
I'm doing my job. I also want you to get hurt.
You think I'm afraid of you?
Get the fuck
Andy Pretzel says the music is such a horrible juxtaposition against him right now.
away from me. Get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me.
Because right now you're starting to be disorderly.
Okay, get her away from me. You better separate the two combatants. She's causing problems. She's causing problems. She's following me around. And let me just tell you something, lady. You don't know what's going to happen next. She's following me. She's following me.
Let's go. Let's back up a little
Yeah,
No,
the friend
they
is
have to
trying
keep the
get him
peace.
to
That's their
back
job.
off.
It's by law.
So if you could just walk that way, it would be great. If you could just walk that way. Come on, go.
Take a deep
If
breath.
she comes near me again, I'm telling you what, I'm in fear for my life. I don't know if she has a gun or a knife. I will
I'm in fear for my life.
defend myself.
Please just go. You're
Chili, you're not a cop. That doesn't work for you.
really ruining the parade for everyone.
Well, no, she is. You better stay away from me, you psycho chick.
Now let's go this way.
Okay. Just have to make sure the point is clear.
Her whole purpose is to get you in fucking jail.
I know that.
You're getting-
I know that.
Listen, you're getting much better footage when you
Listen,
show her
the police
shaking,
have
falling
the
around
police
freaking
have
out.
to break up a confrontation.
Yeah, I know, but
And so she's causing
so
a
here's the
confrontation.
thing. Would you rather be exposing dirty cops all day or fucking letting her pull you into a trap?
I agree.
Let her show herself.
Right, but I'm just warning them about cops. That's all I'm doing.
Okay, but they're kids. They don't need to know about any of it.
This is my brother. He's mentally ill. Don't worry about it. He really shouldn't be.
Kate, if you come anywhere near me, I'm going to defend myself. Just make sure you, I'm just making sure you know. If you come anywhere near me, I'll defend myself.
Listen, there's a kid right next to us.
I'm just making sure you know.
Let's go.
I'm just making sure you know, lady. No, you better keep her over there, Josh. Keep her over there. Josh, don't get up on me. Keep that.
It's candy, guys.
If you come anywhere near me, lady, I'll knock you on the ground. Don't come anywhere near me. You put me in fear for my life. Okay. I'm just letting you know. But you better get away from me. You better stay away from me.
Don't let her do it. Watch your back. Watch your back.
Josh, go that way, because I want to make sure that it's perfectly clear what happens next.
So upset.
Chili, come on.
I'm not afraid of you.
Please, come on. Don't let. There's work that needs to be done in the street.
Sam, I'm working here, okay?
What an ugly person.
Listen, there's good work that needs to be done. Don't let her fucking interrupt.
I'm not going
We have
to. Don't trust cops. Do not trust the cops. Don't trust cops. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. Don't trust cops. Young men, do not trust the cops. They will arrest you.
He's just so bad at activism. Like, it's completely fine to try and, like, educate people about, like, the shortcomings of police and, like, where our laws fall apart in, like, the cops' responsibility to protect citizens, like, basically not existing and all sorts of stuff. You can educate people on issues, but just going to a parade and yelling at children, don't trust the cops, isn't gonna do anything. I think you'd be better off literally just driving by the parade playing the NWA song Fuck Da Police. I think that would be a more effective form of activism than this.
Absolutely. Teach them properly. They're not giving...
He's the vegan teacher of ACAB. That's such a good way to put it.
They're not giving equal protection now.
Don't worry about it. He's off his meds. Have a good day, guys.
No, you just gotta mute it. When the music goes by.
Dude, just do what we do. If she bumps into me again, I'm gonna defend myself. So she better be clear. She better be clear. I'm just letting you know, honey. There's no you don't get a pass just because you're a chick. You bump into me, lady, you're going on the ground. I'm just letting you know, you're going on the ground. I'm just telling you the way it is. We're all equal.
Watch out, Mateo.
Listen, the whole point of this is so she can try and get you away from exposing bad cops. Now, what I want you to do is look at all the fucking people in that chat and decide who's more important. The fucking troll behind you or all the people here? We talked about this yesterday. Let her do what she wants. You have more work to do exposing these shitbags.
I agree.
Keep your cool. Keep it moving.
No, I just have to let the courts know how much she affected me.
All right, well, you've documented it.
I got it documented.
Let's keep it about the tyranny now.
Okay.
Stop. Do you love the song, Chili?
Lady, if you come near me again, you're gonna get knocked unconscious.
That's a... Well...
Nice footage you got there.
Lady, you keep bumping. Lady.
Josh, you get a live from.
This lady's stalking me.
You have a right to...
Get the fuck away from me, chick.
Why do you keep trying to hit me?
Chili, you're hot.
I'm gonna get him, but I mean, I just want to. I want to document she's harassing me.
No, I told her to film me the talk.
So what she doesn't understand is that what'll happen is she'll get sued, and it'll happen like today. So we'll just move forward. But she has to understand that she's causing me mental anguish and exhaustion and frustration, and she's being a nuisance. Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay, dude? I'm so sorry, man. What the hell are you doing?
I'm so sorry, sir.
What's the matter with you, lady?
Walk, dude. Walk.
Dude, she just slammed right into me. Lady's nuts.
Well, so now I'm behind you, so that won't happen again. By
No,
accident.
let her.
So
She's
you're
gonna
fine with this. You got cops.
she's gonna bump into me.
You got cops.
If he's an auditor, why does he have the camera pointed at his face? Because he's narcissistic.
You're not going anywhere with her, Josh. If you
We're going on a date, Chili.
yeah, let's go, Josh. I've asked this person to leave me alone multiple times and she's not. So I'm gonna go down and file a restraining order against her. Is what I'm gonna do, because I have equal protection under the law. And then after.
Garot says, Hannah, first time caught you live. I've been watching since the pre-camera Bible days, and can say I'll keep watching, even maybe if you become a conspiracy Trump-loving Peter. Greetings from Mexico.
After that,
I don't think I'm gonna become a Peter. Thanks though.
I'm
Good to
gonna
know
sue
at
her
least have one fan.
for harassment. She literally admitted she came down here. Kate, stay away from me. Stay away from me, lady! Stay away from me! Get this lady away from me! Get her away! Get away!
Keep moving close to
Kate,
me.
this kid's here. Come on.
Get this lady away from me!
All right, just walk.
Get her away!
Just walk.
No.
Actually, walk.
No,
There's more important things to do.
You're doing this on purpose? Is
Yeah.
that what you said?
Yeah. Get this lady away from me. You better stay away from me. You better stay away from me. You better stay away from me, lady. I'm telling you, I'm in self-defense mode. You better stay away from me.
I'm in self-defense mode. You don't look like you're in self-defense mode. You look like you're in offense mode, sir.
She's a stalker. All she does is make videos about me. She's stalking me. Can you just, so you're Evers, is that right? Angle, thank you, with the Farm Police Department. So this lady's still stalking. This lady's still stalking. Are you a police officer? You swear an oath to the Constitution? Okay. You got a business card? Let me, yeah, you bet. I'm gonna get a
Yeah, she does have a YouTube channel. It's like Masshole Reports, I believe.
business card from you, sir.
Go on the sidewalk.
Thank you. What's your name and badge number, sir?
My name is Zach Newell. I'm badge 81. Here you go, sir.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, Zach. So I'm gonna list you. I just want to make it official. This woman's stalking me, so I'm gonna go file a restraining order against her.
Okay.
I've made it perfectly clear I want her to leave me alone, and so
Okay.
I'm gonna follow all the remedies under the color of law, and under the rule of law to make sure she stays away from me.
That's your right, sir. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I want to make sure she stays away from me. She told me out loud she came down here to stalk me, so I just want to make sure it's a matter of record publicly, because then the next step is I'll file a lawsuit against her.
Okay. Anything I can help you with? Other than that?
I just needed your name and badge number so I have an official. And then what was her name again?
That's
'Cause
Officer Engel.
She's run into me several times. One time she ran into me so hard she almost fell down because I stopped because I'm filming.
You mind
So-
if we just walk over here off to the side?
But she walked herself into a law.
I know he did another... I don't know if this ex parte... He tried to get an ex parte protection order, which basically means without, like, notifying the other party. I'm not sure if this happened before or after the other hearing we listened to, but also he did not get it in that case. So, interesting. M. Scheffler says, it's so great someone gave him a taste of his own medicine. She isn't even remotely as annoying as he is. Yeah, I'm going to check out her channel. I'm not overly familiar, but I do like Delete Law's content, and she certainly seems to have a decent bit, so.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Super Necessary Human, and I'm here to help you. So what is intermittent fasting, and what can I intake during my intermittent fast? There are 7 things that I ingest during my intermittent fast. Your fast starts the moment you intake your last calories. For me, typically that's at night. I wake up in the morning and I'm already at least 8 hours into my fast. Upon waking, I do 1 to 3 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar in a shot of water with a crank or 2 of pink Himalayan salt, and I shoot it. After that, I'm gonna
Pink Himalayan salt specifically.
intake my caffeine through either black coffee or espresso. When you're fasting, your coffee has to remain black. You can't put anything in it. If you add milk, cream, sugar, artificial sweeteners, or flavors, that's called dirty fasting. And we'll talk about dirty fasting in another video, but for now, keep it black.
They never did talk about dirty fasting. This series didn't last long enough.
Now, every 2 to 3 hours throughout my day when I'm intermittent fasting, I'll put a crank or two of pink Himalayan salt in a shot of water and I shoot it. Keeping your sodium levels balanced is really the main key to intermittent fasting.
H-Parrot says he looks like the lamest Bible Man villain.
You can also ingest cream of tartar, which is pure potassium. The daily recommended allowance for potassium is 4,700 milligrams. If you exceed or deplete your potassium levels, you can get deathly sick. So please do your research on cream of tartar before you begin. There are 2 lifesavers for intermittent fasting that can keep you on your fast and make you feel a whole lot better. The first one is baking soda. Put a half a teaspoon of baking soda in a shot of water, swish it around and shoot it. It'll make your stomach feel full. The second one is herbal green tea. Herbal green tea makes you feel like your mom gave you a hug at the end of a fast. When you're dying and you need something, green herbal tea is your absolute lifesaver. Remember, you can't put anything in it. And I'm standing here explaining these things to you because this is super necessary.
I love these videos. It makes me sad that there aren't that many. He hasn't done them in 2 years. Much sad.
Look, man, I'm Jeff fucking Lloyd, and I'm not changing how I say it, because I'm Jeff fucking Lloyd. I've been arrested dozens of times.
911, what's your emergency?
Hi.
This is a pilot for some show he wanted to make, I guess? Is he in this?
Thanks, guys.
I don't see him. Noetic Fox, thanks for 8 months, says, "Hey yo, I'm here, but I'm about to die from stress. Thanks for making me not die, Hannah. I do my best." Is this just... it's just a generic motivational video? Great. Alright, I gotta start getting ready soon. So I'm gonna call it a night. I know it's a little shorter, but I have a thing I am going to. So I'll be back tomorrow for another stream. I'm not sure what we're gonna do tomorrow. It's been a while since it's Shudwatch, so maybe that. Either way, let's see who we're gonna do a raid. Love you too, Mr. Blast. Who we gonna raid? Jeff Holiday's doing the thing. Yeah, watch Jeff Holiday and friends watch a bad soap opera. Well, slightly drunk. Alright, have a good night, everyone. I will see you tomorrow, and that's about it. Have a good night. Adios.
Which is also why I was on the gyno table.